Are we good to go, you think, Richie?
Yeah, over to you, Scott.
Brilliant. So morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar in collaboration with our strategic licensing partner, Bytes. Today, we'll be talking about Microsoft's new commerce experience and the important changes which are critical that we extend our help to you with those and ensure you understand the changes that are coming. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of our existing clients and thank you for your continued business and support, and also a warm welcome to any new or prospective clients as well. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join the presentation. We're joined by Pierre and Martin from Bytes, and Martin will be taking over from me after the first couple of slides to talk to you about the new commerce experience and provide the important update to you. So thank you very much. The next slide really is just a bit of an overview about EACS for those who do know us and those who don't, and any changes that might be relevant. So as you can see, we've got our 6 key focus areas of service on the right hand side. So managed services being a huge part of our business and providing support and management of environments to lots of clients, and that continues to grow, which is fantastic. We've got our modern workplace and hybrid cloud professional services practices, our cybersecurity practice, and also which is I still think relatively unique for a predominantly Microsoft focused businesses. We've got a large Apple support services team as well to help with those kind of difficult Apple Mac devices and Apple devices in largely Windows environments. And also the newest addition that you may or may not know about is our apps and data team, which are really focusing on the Microsoft biz apps, things like Power Platform and SharePoint and Dynamics as well. So quick overview there. Obviously at EACS, we've been in business since 1994, got a very strong technical DNA historically. I think we've got a mature governance model now with our program management teams and service delivery management teams looking after our clients, and obviously a big focus for us is ensuring that we are business requirements led, and focus on our clients' problems and challenges and try and provide the right solutions, and hopefully, save money as well where possible. And in difficult times at the moment as well, it's very important to ensure that we provide the right solution for the right, budgetary requirements. Just a quick slide about how we've worked well with Bytes in the past. So a couple of examples where we have provided licensing expertise through EACS and in collaboration with the team at Bytes, and a couple of quotes there, one from a not-for-profit who we were able to save £50,000 on their licensing bill, and also a manufacturing organisation which we put together some software asset management auditing tools, installed them on the environment, and actually were able to save them around about £400,000 on an annual agreement. So a couple of really significant examples there where we've saved our clients money through our understanding of the Microsoft licensing minefield, I guess you could call it. And hopefully that will be able to help you all as well with saving some money in the future with the changes that are about to come. So with that, I'll hand over to Martin Simons at Bytes. And Martin, thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thank you, Scott. And morning, everyone. As a quick introduction, so I'm Martin Simon. I'm one of the Microsoft commercial execs at Bytes, so an overlay to wider teams and partners, solely looking at Microsoft licensing and programs and procurement methods for customers and our partners' customers as well. So hopefully here to explain some of the changes at a high level. But to make it hopefully make sense to you, and then some actions on the back of that for what we need to be going for next.
Martin, I'm just going to stop sharing because I can't seem to give you control. So if you've got your slide deck there, apologies for that.
That's all right. Technology.
It's always going to be the demo. God's looking down, and I saw the presentation looking down at us and giving us a little bit of difficulty. Thanks for that, Martin. Appreciate that.
No worries. And you can see that now. I take it, and Scott's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Perfect. But yeah, as I was saying, so we'll go through some of these changes. I want to start with I guess, some of the reasons why Microsoft are making these changes. So when we look back over the years, and even when, I guess, EA, an enterprise agreement was launched in 2001, since then there have been loads of different programs, rules around these programs, procurement methods and license options for customers all the way throughout that whole kind of history of Microsoft licensing. So what Microsoft are trying to do is trying to simplify this. So what they have done is brought out something called the New Commerce Experience, which has been going on for a couple of years now, kind of in the background. But I'll go through and explain what it means to today's changes and what has happened and what it will mean for the future of license programs moving forward. So going into it. So when we look at what used to be or is still available as well now under different programs, everything on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see that obviously we start with our customers. There are so many different programs that align to different ways of procuring. Some are direct with Microsoft themselves, some are not, some are via partners, some are via partners and distributions, and then others you can buy just direct from the website. What they're trying to do and moving to this new commerce experience is completely changing that. So there is actually going to be 3 motions of procurement going forward. So what they're calling a self-service motion is what we would know as pay-as-you-go. So go onto the website itself and procure those licenses. An enterprise motion, which is a direct contract with Microsoft, normally enterprise level, but there is other smaller versions as well for Azure specifically. And then breadth motion, which is via partners and build via partners as well, and supported from partners moving forward. Obviously, all of these motions are still supported by partners to help you kind of deploy and get the most out of those services that are being procured. But I just wanted to give you kind of an overview of why they're making these changes, and they are trying to simplify the whole of Microsoft licensing in its little dark art. So changes they've already made to new commerce. So in 2019, they released things like Azure Plan. So Azure Plan was a one procurement method of Azure, in short, or from a price point, a one procurement method that was all linked to the US dollar price rate and then converted into whatever pricing plan there was moving forward. Even under enterprise agreements, they got rid of all the levels of discounting and there was one price for Azure moving forward. Also within that, server software was released so that you could subscribe to server software to utilize with hybrid benefit in Azure, and things like reserved instances and other third-party marketplace offers that came to that, what Microsoft are calling that new commerce experience under Azure Plan. In 2020 and 2021, they also launched then obviously some perpetual software. So with the outgoing of open licensing, which ended in the end of December 2021, they wanted still another way to procure perpetual licenses, so with no software assurance at all. That was all brought into the CSP program, again under that window of new commerce, so the ability to have perpetual software, Azure subscription and online software, all from one motion of procurement. So I guess where we're coming to and what's been released in the past couple of days is what we are calling the seat-based offer from new commerce experience. So we've gone to the Azure platform, so the infrastructure side of it. We've gone to some old perpetual licensing. Now we're looking at the online service seat-based offers moving forward. So this is where a lot of the changes have been made under the CSP program. Looking at what they have announced, so previously with the CSP Legacy, as we're calling it, you price fix an online service for a 12-month period and had the ability to cancel whenever you like. So that actually gave you the ability to move up and down in subscriptions on a daily basis if you wanted to, or on a monthly basis, or however long you wanted to do that for. With the new commerce experience, seat-based offers under CSP, they're going to be 3 terms available, and not 3 terms at all licenses either, which we will get into a little later. So if you want to commit for a 1-month term, you can do that under a new commerce experience. It will price fix that product for that 1 month, but on top of that, there is a premium charge of an extra 20% to only commit for a 1-month period. The other commitment is a 12-month period where you will commit to a number of licenses over a 12-month period. It will price fix that product for the 12 months, and anything added in the meantime or within that 12-month period will co-term to the end of that 12-month subscription. So a more of a committed model for a 12-month period. There is no way of cancelling or reducing any of those subscriptions over that 12-month period. The 36-month works the exact same way as the 12-month, but again is a longer period of time to do it and isn't going to be available on all products. They're looking at releasing it for items such as Microsoft 365, Office 365, rather than every single product that is available under CSP. So again, I guess going into it in a bit more detail, there are different ways of committing to those terms, as we've mentioned, so monthly, annual, and what they are calling multi-year, which is 36 months. There is a period of cancellation, but that period is very short, so you have 72 hours to be able to cancel it. Otherwise, it cannot be cancelled. It's a back-end thing. We cannot cancel it at all, so there isn't anything we can do there. Billing on it can vary, so the majority of items will be done annually, but there will be probably some credit checks that would need to be done if you wanted to commit for an annual period and actually have a monthly bill on those items. There may just need to be extra checks that we need to put in place, or that we have put in place that we need to go through to get to it. So in addition to those different terms, I guess there are other pros of coming into the new commerce experience. So again, like I mentioned, some of those 36-month terms will have that price protection over a 3-year period compared to what used to be a 12-month period on those items. Everything now is going to be aligned to a calendar month, where in CSP Legacy it used to be oddly the 18th of the month, on the way it always ran. There are going to be new offers that have been released. So there were some starting offers if you are committing either annually or if you're just committing monthly. Again, it varies on different products. So I would say speak to your account manager in regards to that, and we'll use any offers that we can do moving forward. There are some new offers again around some phone system and calling communication offers that again we'll look at. Multi-geo capabilities is being brought into CSP, into the new commerce experience, should I say. This will be brought out later on in the year, but will give you the ability to change the data center of your basic data residency. So if you wanted specific users to have a US data center, for example, you can procure those subscriptions and align it to that user, and their data will sit outside of the normal tenant-based geolocation. Everything will align again to your, and it will co-term to the term that you have purchased. So if you have a 12-month term and 6 months later you add more licenses, you will only pay 6 months of that price fixed offer as well. So just bear that in mind. So it will start to align kind of anniversary dates, etc. moving forward. And as I've already mentioned, there are some promotions that are coming at launch as well. Some of the cons, I guess, as such, there is a cancellation policy enforced now. So previously with Legacy, it just wasn't enforced. They had no way of doing it, so we had the ability to cancel those items. As it is being enforced now, we just can't cancel it over that term that is committed to. And anyone that just wants to commit to a monthly term, there is a 20% price premium to do so, and that is for all online seat-based offers, any offer that you want to accrue. To show where this aligns, again, just want to give you a brief view. So when you actually go onto the website at Microsoft themselves and wanted to do a pay-as-you-go, you can see if you commit to Business Basic, for example, it costs you £3.80, but only if you commit on an annual commitment. If you only want a monthly commitment, if you look slightly below Buy Now in blue, it says it's £4.50 a user for a monthly commitment. So again, it's aligning to the pay-as-you-go model, to the new commerce model, and it will probably align to the enterprise model where you're committing for an annual commitment. So dates that we need to be aware of and have conversations with you in regards to. So the NCE seat-based term has been launched. It launched yesterday or the day before, so it launched in January. You can still procure under what we're calling the CSP Legacy, so the prior version as well, up until March. Anything after that as a new subscription will be an NCE seat. So anything after 1st of March will be procured under an NCE based seat if it's a new subscription to your CSP platform. So going through it, so Legacy again is still available unless it's a new subscription or renewing subscription after March. So bear that in mind, it's still available up until the end of September. So if you renewed in January or December, it will only run to September 2022. After that point, we will have to move to the NCE, so we will have that commitment-based term moving forward. Any new subscriptions, as I mentioned, after March will be under NCE. So we need to again have that committed version. Again, the availability of NCE is in January, and there are some promotions that are available. Again, it varies on different customers and different products. So what we would like to do is obviously speak to you individually and work out what is going to be best for you. Do we lock some customers in? Do we lock some subscriptions in? Do we leave some? How do we want to do it? So every customer is different in that regard. Also, with the announcement of NCE that was coming in January, in August last year, Microsoft announced there are some price increases coming, and this is on a global scale on all programs. It isn't just the UK like it kind of was last time. But some of these items that I would imagine the majority of you will have at least one of these products. So everything on the right hand side, so M365, the Office 365 plans and some of the business plans, they are all increasing from the 1st of March. So anything procured that isn't price fixed after March 1st will again be hit by or affected by this price increase. So what we need to try and do is lock in some of those prices under that NCE program in February or January to negate that price increase for as long as we can as well. So yeah, my advice would be to speak to your account managers at EACS. We can then have a look at what you have, how you're procuring it, what's going to be a plan moving forward to negate some of these impacts for as long as we can, especially the price increase. Scott, I don't know if there is any questions, or are there any questions, I guess, from anyone in regards to this or anything else we can assist with?
Yeah, so I've got a question. So if a client's got the older CSP program, their current platform has an expiry after September this year, what's going to happen?
So if you have so if you have a legacy plan that in short would normally go over that 12-month period, go past September, it would be renewed in September to the new commerce experience. that we'd have to move. So that's what we'd have to look at. So it would move from September, end of September.
So would that be automatic? So at the moment in your portal, obviously we can true up and true down.
Correct.
And the minimum is 1 that we can true down to. Obviously, if that 1 is going to remain until, let's say, currently showing December 2022 as an expiry, what's going to happen in September to that 1 license?
You will get a notification of a choice to move it to NCE or cancel it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just because after that date, again, unless anything changes, that's the date that is set from Microsoft. NCE was originally supposed to be launched in October as well, which again was delayed. So if any of that does change, we will let you know as well. But today it stands at September.
Are you expecting Microsoft, is it fixed now? You mentioned about special offers on particular SKUs and particular technologies. Is that, in your view, going to be fixed now for the period up until sort of March? Have you got the full list available, have you?
So we do, and we are working through that again with Microsoft. I think they released it yesterday, so we are working through that. But yes, there are some offers. Some of the offers, so things like the monthly term commitment, there is no 20% increase up until June if you committed to those. And then some of the annual offers, there is a discounted rate on as well to actually commit for an annual term on some of those products. I'm pretty sure it's most of the annual ones, but I will double check and I will, again, we'll get that shared with you.
If a client has, let's say, 100 users of M365, can they fix 80 of those users on a 3-year term and 20 of those users on a 1-year term?
Absolutely, yeah. So you can mix and match any of those. So again, yeah. So that's a good example. Another good example would be maybe seasonal workers that maybe only be in the summer for a couple of months. You could have annual commitment for every one of your full-time employees, plus a monthly term. Yes, paying the premium, but having that for a period, 3-month period, rather than 12 months or however long it would be. So yeah, you can mix and match any of those terms.
Does anyone else have any questions for Martin whilst we're doing the Q&A? I know Derek's put a couple into the chat. Would it be worth just reading those out, Martin, just to so everyone, unless everyone can obviously access the chat and see those there? Pierre's replied already to those and answered those questions as well. But
yeah,
like that.
Yes. I guess to answer. So the first one is I thought there were going to be a price increase across the board. So has that changed? So in short, yeah, there was a product price increase on Microsoft 365, E3, the Office 365 plans, and 2 of the business plans. In addition to that, with the changes in NCE, if you want to only commit monthly, there is a 20% premium on all products if you only want to commit to a monthly term of those products. If you're committing annually, prior to March, you will not see the price increase or the 20% premium on those monthly term offers because you've committed to an annual base offer. So I hope that answers that.
And what's the view and the question around academia? So those that are fortunate to have perhaps educational type licensing, and perhaps not commercial, because there's some people on the call that probably fit into educational. What's the Microsoft view around cost increases, or whatever? Is it the same principles?
No. So from an education and non-for-profit point of view, they are not affected by that price increase on those products. However, they are affected by the new commerce experience terms with the 20% premium for monthly term commitment. But away from that product increase, they are not they're not involved in that.
So would you recommend that organisations do price protect for 3 years, for example, in education?
I would, yes, if the SKU allows it. So again, not all SKUs are going to allow 36 months. Yep. But once they are released, and they're going to be released after March, then yes, I would probably recommend some of that, even if it was just for one SKU, and then you had an annual SKU, but then had the ability in year 2 to go to either 2 years remaining or another annual commitment.
Just for clarity, if we price fix for 3 years in March or before March on a SKU, if people true up 6 months or a year into a 3-year commit, they will still obtain the 3-year discount. It would be prorated to either 2 years or 20, or
yeah,
30 months or whatever.
Yeah, so yeah, it will co-term to the end of that term. So if you have a 12-month, it will co-term to the end of that, however months remaining to that term. If it's 36 months, again, it will be the same. So if you add it 6 months in on a 36-month term, you'd be looking at 30 months payment to that, yeah. And it would price fix from the original price that you fixed that term. So there is a question from PJ. So if you have a 12 or 36 month deal in place, can we put an expiry time on supplementary monthly licenses? So for instance, buy for a 3-month period and automatically reduce them. Yes, I believe that is being built into the portal. So currently a monthly term offer will auto renew unless not renewed. So unless cancelled by you as the company and customer. We are looking at doing exactly that. So can we have this for X months and it auto cancel over that period of time? Again, it's just something part of the dev team are looking at, but yes, potentially in the future. Noel's got one. So for Edu licenses, we have between March and June to make a decision. Well, because you're not, I guess, affected by the price increase, and anything after March we can't procure under legacy. So it will depend on when your anniversary of your subscription is on CSP. Let's say if that was April, we would move to NCE straight away in May. So for that, so it does depend on when that subscription ends for your legacy products. So again, I'll probably get in touch with your account manager at the ACS so that we can actually look at that specifically. Because of the way legacy works, and it could be any month, any day throughout the month, any month throughout the year that your subscription starts and ends. Everyone is completely different, but you won't be affected by that price increase from a product point of view. So that March date for that won't affect you.
Thanks, Martin. I don't think there are any more questions. If there are, if anyone, oh, Noel's just popped his hand up. So
yeah, just to expand on that one, Martin. So currently we're on a CSP with a different provider, as it happens at the moment, on a monthly basis. But when I come around before June, I've got to make a decision. Am I going to continue on monthly? Am I going to go to 12-month or 36-month on my Edu program? I'm trying to get an understanding of that.
So do you know when your anniversary is?
It's 1st of April.
1st of April. Okay, so from the 1st of April, yeah. It will be procured under legacy unless you do something prior to that.
Right.
So after March 1st, we're only going to procure under new commerce experience. Then you would have to make that commitment for 1, 12 or 36 months at that time, depending on the product. So,
but it even sounds to me beneficial that to go NCE rather than use legacy, even though we're not as affected by the price rises under Edu.
yeah, I think
I shouldn't ask you that question because that's you making a judgment call on my licensing model that you don't know about.
But we're obviously happy to have again a call offline specifically for you, to talk through what your options would be. Again, it would be different because you have a 1st of April renewal date. It's very different to someone that might have one renewal date, next month, 1st of Feb. Very different. So yeah, happy to have a call away from everyone else's, I guess, boredom of it, maybe.
Yeah, thank you.
So.
Brilliant. So, I mean, if there are any other questions, please pop your hand up now or shout now. And if not, I think it's probably a good time to wrap that up. Thank you to Martin for that overview. I think that's really, really useful and provides everyone with a good overview of what to expect and what the next steps are. But of course, any of the clients on the call, please get in touch with the client managers. We obviously were waiting for the sort of finalised pricing from Martin and the team to understand what that will look like in sort of February for the deals that we need to put together to hopefully save you money by locking in the pricing. We'll be in touch anyway. And if there are any prospective clients or people that are new to ACS, please reach out to the team and let us know what's required. Happy to organise calls with Martin and Pierre to discuss your options and make sure you've got the right advice and the right pricing plans moving forward. So thank you all for attending the webinar. Really appreciate everyone's time, and I'm sure we'll be in touch very shortly once we understand the pricing from the team at Bytes. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you very much for your attendance.